Here we are. We're at the end of the line. Season 1 of Halo Silver Timeline is now complete. I just finished watching the final episode, episode 9 of the season. As per always, this is just my raw reaction. Upon watching it, I'll do my full proper breakdown on the weekend on the live stream with our normal crew. Now, before this season started, I made the prediction that on the final episode, there would be some type of cameo appearance, and I was wrong, but in a weird way, I was also right. The guest appearance was Master Chief. I'll explain as we get there. So this episode continues right where the last episode left off, and I just gotta say that for a season finale, this might be one of the most boring, non-stakes season finales I've ever seen for any show. So it continues right where the last episode ended. John, because it's still Cheeks at this stage, Cheeks is about to get killed by the other two Spartans that haven't flipped out yet. And he's trying to tell him, he's like, look, we were kidnapped as kids, you know, we're all mind fucked and shit like that. This isn't who we really are. And they don't believe him until Jacob and Miranda come in, and Jacob's all like, no, it's all true. I helped Catherine Halsey do the whole Spartan 2 kidnapping program and all that type of la-di-da stuff. Now, I've said this a point 100 times, and we've probably said it 1,000 times on the live streams, but it has to be said again. It is very specifically pointed out in the Fall of Reach book that you do not lie to Spartans when you're training them as kids, because they will inevitably find out that what you're telling them is a lie, and they will flip out. And that's exactly what happens in this show. Over the course of the 9 episodes, that's what happened. The book, Fall of Reach, makes a specific point about this to stop this whole thing from happening. This whole situation never would have happened. But my Silver Timeline. So, yeah, that's all going on. One of the Spartans, the chick with the pink in her hair, wants to go chase down Halsey, while the other ones want to go chase down Mackie because she's got the sacred toilet seat, and she's going to escape in the Covenant Phantom. By the way, we go a whole season without seeing any ghosts. I don't think we saw any wraiths. How the hell do we go a whole season of Halo without seeing a ghost? Come on, man. Anyway, so yeah, that's all going on. Mackie escapes. Then we cut over to the Spartan chasing down Halsey. She gets aboard Halsey's ship. She does kill, not accidentally. She tracks him down. She gets into the cockpit. She kills the creepy, rapey scientist guy because he hits her over the back of the head with a metal pipe. And then the ship starts to crash because of the damage that's done to it. Halsey escapes in the pod. The ship crashes, but the Spartan makes it. Kai, her name's Kai. Kai makes it out. And then we do see a little bit later that Halsey's on the run, and she inevitably does get caught. Now, when she gets caught, she gets brought in for interrogation because of everything that happened in the previous episode. And Miranda's talking to her. Miranda's like, look, you've already been found guilty. They're just trying to debate on what the punishment was, and they've all agreed that you got to be killed. You're too dangerous to be left alive or banished, so you're going to be killed. Halsey doesn't really seem to give a fuck about any of this, because a little bit later, we see Halsey is bleeding out of her nose and having spasms. And the doctors are trying to save her. Miranda's like, oh my god, it's my mum. Then she has a flashback, and she figures out that it's actually a Flash clone and not really Halsey. So Halsey's still on the run out there, and we see her towards the end of the episode. But the main meat and potatoes of this episode is Master Cheeks and Silver Team are chasing Mackie. They've tracked her down. They get to the planet, and as they get to the planet, what's his name? Vanek has a really cool grunt kill where he boots in with the side of his boot, like steps on a grunt's respirator, so he suffocates. But yeah, while all that's going on, they're infiltrating. Mackie is talking with the High Prophets, and she still does that thing where she kind of talks down to him in a weird condescending way. And she's got the sacred toilet seats, and they're like, yes, you did promise that you would come back with both artifacts. Well done. You also promised you'll come back with the demon's head. Now, little did they know that instead of coming back with Cheeks' head, she was giving him head in the previous episode. So there was some head involved. So that happened. And then, they're all talking, and they're all like, yeah, you're going to come on the great journey with us. But this whole Covenant ritual thing they're doing on this planet is bizarre to me. Like, if the High Prophets are going to be there, would there not be a fuck ton, like a metric fuck ton of security? There's a couple hundred elites hiding underground and some brutes. and that one brute, which may or may not be Atriox, is there. But anyway, yeah, so they're all like, yeah, you're going to come on the great journey with us, but really it's not the great journey. They're just going to activate the sacred toilet seat to find the location of a Halo ring. Now, they refer to it as the Halo ring, so I'm led to believe that in the Silver Timeline, there's only one Halo, which we never actually see throughout the whole season. We just get there with Mackie and Cheeks in like a weird spiritual way. They never actually, even on this episode, they never actually go to a Halo ring. But yeah, regardless of that, so while she's, getting dressed, you don't see her tits or her ass in this one. Oh, but you do see a booty shot with clothes on. The camera does linger on her ass at the start of the episode. As she's getting dressed for the ritual, two of the prophets are talking, and they're like, yeah, humans are trash, we're gonna kill her, she's gonna die, blah, 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 we don't really like her. So they were kind of just using her, which honestly makes me have a few more questions about this whole Blessed One. I've ranted enough about how this Blessed One bullshit is just so silly, and how the Reclaimers in actual Halo lore makes way more sense. So Silver Team and Cheeks, they're there to stop the ritual from happening, and a big fight breaks out, and holy fuck, man, Cheeks gets fucking hit by gravity hammers so many times, man. Brutes are coming out of their hammers and they beat the shit out of him. He doesn't die. Honestly, throughout the entire fight that happens, Cheeks and Silver Team should all be dead. One of the Spartans gets stuck with a plasma grenade that later goes on to lift. None of them die. Cheeks gets his shit wrecked. His visor gets cracked while fighting what may or may not be Atriox. I don't think it is. I think it might be, but I'm pretty sure they killed him off in this episode. So anyway, as the fight's all going on, it's all going pear-shaped. Cheeks is about to die. So Mackie, falling in love with the first person that she had sex with type moment, reaches out and touches the sacred toilet seat, which transports herself and Cheeks spiritually to the Halo ring. And she's all like, oh, we can live here forever. We can just be together. Stay with me, John. And Cheeks is all like, no, this isn't real. And so Silver Team really is trying to wake up Cheeks while the fight's going on. So Kai shoots Mackie and she dies. And then Cheeks gets teleported spiritually, back consciously, whatever the fuck it is, back into his body. And as the fight's going on, there's no way they can possibly win. Silver Team's down. And then Cortana's like, look, you can't win. You can't rescue everybody and escape with the sacred toilet seats. And then he has this moment where he's like, well, you do it then. And he's basically, you remember throughout the whole season how there was that whole thing where Cortana in the Silver Timeline was designed to take control of Cheeks' body? Cheeks allows it to happen, okay? But I'm pretty sure he died before he allowed it to happen. So Cortana takes control of Master Cheeks' body. So it's really Cortana inside. It's really Cortana now, right? It's Cortana just in Cheeks' body. But this is where I said we actually get the guest appearance of Master Chief, because when Cortana takes control of Cheeks' body is when Cheeks starts acting a fuckload more like Master Chief. Just goes cold-blooded, just goes on a massive rampage, just slaughters down Covenant troops left, right, and center, all without saying a single word. Just goes full badass Master Chief style. So, really, Master Chief in the Silver Timeline cannot be Master Chief without Cortana taking control of his body. And granted, when he actually goes Master Chief, I thought it was kind of cool, some of the kills that he did. There was like one part when Sangheili comes out of an energy sword and grabs the arm and stabs an elite. So it's got the arm of the elite holding the energy sword and stabs an elite with it. And yeah, it just goes on this massive spree, slaughters everyone. And I'm led to believe that Cortana also remote control took over the Pelican that they arrived on the planet with, and then uses the Pelican to slaughter everyone else. And then while everyone's making a run for it to the Pelican, Chief, I guess you could, I've been calling him Cheeks, but I feel like this is more like Chief at this stage, picks up the sacred toilet seat, both artifacts, and walks them in to the Pelican, and they escape. I don't know why they didn't pursue and go about trying to kill the three high prophets, or at least kidnapping him. I mean, they were kind of just right there. To me, it would make way more sense to kidnap him or just fucking kill him on your way out. But anyway, so that's all done. As they're escaping, we cut back to Halsey, who we know is still alive because of the Flash clone, and she's hiding, and so is Creepy Rapey Scientist Guy. So Creepy Rapey Scientist Guy is alive. That was also a Flash clone that died, and they're talking about getting to a spaceship to escape the planet. Okay, cool. So the best character, Creepy Rapey Scientist Guy, is still alive, and she's giving this all monologue over, and, Cheeks, it's way more like Chief at this stage, in all honesty, saves the one, I think her name's Riz, who got stuck with a plasma grenade but still survived. He does like some pretty hardcore, saves her life by like basically melting her wounds and shit like that, saves her, and then he's flying the Pelican. I don't know if it's he or she at this stage, I don't fucking know. But flying the Pelican, and Kai goes to talk to, well, she says, John, hey, John, talk to me. And Chief just looks at her, doesn't say anything, doesn't even take off the helmet, and then just flies off. And that's pretty much how it ends. That's how season 1 of this show ends. In my opinion, this whole season, what the fuck even happened? The end of the season, they escape with both artifacts. Mackie dies. Quan ended up being a nothing burger, even though at the start I was definitely under the impression she was going to take a more front and center role. So nothing's going on there. All that shit on Madrigal, there was no resolution to that. So I guess that is going to be some part of season 2. But there was no cliffhanger, nothing teased to get you even hyped for season 2. It just kind of ended. It was meh. Just meh. Especially for a season finale. I don't know. This show really sucks ass. But anyway, I'll be doing my breakdown over on the weekend. What did you guys think of this episode? What did you think of the show? Maybe I'll do a video talking about the whole season as one video and ranting about that. Or maybe I'll still do a stream. I don't know. But what did you think of it? Did you think the show was as bad as I did? Let me know in the comment section down below. Subscribe, thumbs up, all that good shit. And I'm going to crack a drink to celebrate the end of this shit season.